Profile. A fact-finding mission on matters of development by the Government Information Service.
Welcome to Dominica, the Caribbean's nature island, an emerging investment destination with ample opportunity for development and success. In times of global economic turbulence, when investors seek new opportunities, Dominica presents itself as an investment destination of choice in a number of industries such as manufacturing, agro-processing, ICT, telecoms, utilities, and financial services. Dominica is also a top choice among investors in the hotel, catering, and tourism industry, and in recent times there has been an upsurge in development of accommodation options for both leisure and business travelers. The people of Dominica are among the friendliest in the region, and the surrounding natural beauty of this majestic island provides the perfect backdrop where business opportunities and lifestyle work hand in hand. Over the years, the government of Dominica has invested heavily in developing infrastructure such as telecommunications, roads, airport and seaports to support investors setting up a business in Dominica. The Ministry of Employment, Trade and Industry has put in place specific policies and procedures to promote and encourage local and foreign investment that contribute to Dominica's economic development. As the world continues to grapple with the increasingly difficult economic climate, many countries are now considering sustainable investment options. Green living investments is now a latest trend in Dominica, as the island provides many opportunities for investing in environmentally conscious, ecological and biological objectives.
Dominica is a great investment area and island for the reasons that it is a green country. The globe has gone green. It's also strong in terms of its environment and its policies governing the environment in Dominica. And it's a country that's new. You see, I've seen a lot of developments around, the Caribbean and some of the sister islands, for example. But in Dominica, we are new. So we have the opportunity where we can develop Dominica according to our own style, according to the eco style. And we must definitely understand that we are very, very strong from an environmental point of view, from an ecology, and in terms of what we offer.
In 2007, the Invest Dominica Authority was established as part of government's plan to promote and facilitate investment opportunities in tourism and other industrial and related activities. Also referred to as IDA, Invest Dominica Authority, located on the first floor of the Financial Center, is the government agency dedicated to support sustainable investment initiatives by facilitating the decision-making process from beginning to end.
The Invest Dominica Authority, we looked at investment on a whole, and of course we wanted a sort of a one-stop shop with friendly people. We have a great team in the Invest Dominica Authority, I must say, and our aim here is to create a one-stop shop as quick and fast as possible, whereby you don't have that red tape and having to go through all these rigorous type programs where you stop there, you discuss, we guide our investors, we invite our investors, and what we do there, we try as much as possible to speed up the program. Invest Dominica Authority was created in terms of providing investors with quick and reasonable concessions, and we're very open for investment and we're very friendly with our investors.
As Dominica's image as a leading ecotourism destination continues to grow, so does the ambition of Invest Dominica Authority to create a business climate conducive to local and foreign investment. Invest Dominica Authority welcomes investors seeking business opportunities in tourism accommodation, such as boutique hotels and eco-villas, by offering a wide range of investment support services and incentives for both small-scale and large-scale enterprises.
Dominica is a new emerging investment destination. We have a platform for ecotourism development that is, which is generally where the world is heading towards, the whole green economy. We have our geothermal resources, and we're basically ready to position ourselves for the new various investment opportunities. Invest Dominica Authority has two units. We have the investment promotion unit, which focuses on investment promotion, basically targeting investment in the various sectors. We also have the investor services unit, which we clearly define as our one-stop shop unit, where we do all the processing of application for concessions, where we liaise with the clients and the various other stakeholders, both private and public, where we have necessary information that you would need to start up a business, to continue operating, and to know what you need to do to ensure that your business remains successful.
Investing in Dominica is not just about securing commercial success, it's also about investing in an exceptional quality of life. Apart from its natural attributes, the overwhelming attraction of Dominica is the laid-back, easygoing lifestyle and extreme longevity. This nature island of clean, fresh air, rushing rivers, lush vegetation, and unique wildlife ranks as the only Caribbean destination in the top 5 happiest countries on Earth in the Happy Planet Index, recently compiled in the UK. Rick and Alicia of Pega Bay Bar and Grill came to Dominica in search of a happy, stress-free lifestyle.
My husband and I are both from the United States, and I'm from Colorado, Rick's from Ohio. We moved from South Beach, Miami, so a very different environment than Dominica. Rick owned a company and I worked for a corporation for 12 years, and we were looking to do something different, do something together. We love the Caribbean, and we traveled around Central America and South America, and we came to Dominica. We got married in St. Croix. And we asked the taxi driver, if you could live anywhere in the world, where would you live? And the guy said, Dominica. And most people think Dominican Republic. We said, Dominica, you must be Dominican. He said, no, my daughter married a Dominican. It's the most beautiful country I've ever been to. So that put Dominica on the map for us. Rick and I came about a year later in November. This is over 5.5 years ago. Drove around the island for 7 days, I think, and then moved here, went home, packed our stuff, and moved here January 5th. And the rest is history. We've been here ever since.
The couple fell in love with the fabulous climate and breathtaking scenery that encompass Dominica. A rich and diverse culinary heritage, friendly people, and an array of attractive lifestyle choices have contributed to their decision to make Dominica their new home. Today, Alicia and her husband are the proud owners of Pega Bay Bar and Grill, a tropical cosmopolitan restaurant with sweeping views of the Atlantic Ocean on the northeast of Dominica. They could have established themselves in a number of places, but why did they choose Marigot?
Well, we lived in Calabishi for a year first because we wanted to make sure that we moved to a place that we really fell in love with, because there's so many beautiful spots in Dominica, whether you want oceanfront, river property, valley view, and during that year we must have visited 100 different properties, and we fell in love with Marigot. We had a friend who introduced us to Marigot, and just fell in love with the people, the village. There's different vibes, different energies in different villages, and Marigot seemed to be a very good fit for us. We purchased the property for Pega Bay House, our oceanfront cabanas first, without any vision of a hotel. And we found this property here at Pega Bay Bar and Grill because of the view behind us. We saw that and we said, oh my gosh, this is an amazing piece of property. And but we weren't sure what we were going to do with it just yet. All of the visions came a little bit later. But then we sat on this property for about a year, I think, and it was just a dilapidated old building. And then we decided, hey, we're going to do a restaurant, a bar and grill. And the northeast side of the island, this side of the island was never very developed visitor-wise. And it was a chance, in a way, to do something. It's close to the airport, so it seemed like the right thing to do, but there weren't a lot of tourists coming here. There wasn't other restaurants, hotels, things of that nature. So it took us about 8 months to rebuild this project, and we've been open now at Pega Bay Bar and Grill for 2 years. And we have an amazing local clientele. We employ 20 people within 2 years, full-time staff. We buy locally. All of our vegetables come about, gardening, things like that. So it gives a nice the money goes back into our community.
With the success of the restaurant came the inspiration for Pega Bay House Oceanfront Cabanas, a boutique hotel integrating a simple rustic aesthetic with luxurious comfort overlooking Pega Bay.
And then later the vision came for Pega Bay House Oceanfront Cabanas. We just saw the need for some place close to the airport. We saw the need for some place that had a different quality interior luxury that we were looking for. So the vision for Pega Bay House Oceanfront Cabanas came about. 4 cabanas right now, and we're working with planning right now for a final 2 villas, 3 more cabanas, and pool deck, area, sitting area, bar, I think, down there as well. So we'll have a total of 9.
Pega Bay House caters for a young upmarket clientele as well as business travelers. And since the start of operations, the proprietors have been very satisfied with the smooth flow of business.
This summer we've been fully booked this year. It's now low season, so we're probably at about 20 to 30% occupancy right now. But this summer we've had, and we're undergoing, the property is not currently finished, and we've had 10 couples honeymooners. I'm finding our clientele to be 30s to 40s, kind of young, hip, 6-figure type income that want someplace off the beaten path. They love the rusticity of Dominica, but they also want to go and at the end of the day, after an 8-hour hike to Boyne Lake, they want to lay down in a lap of luxury, and they find themselves to be very pleased with that. We're on TripAdvisor and getting rave reviews. And then we also find that we're getting a lot of business travelers. Right now we have 3 government officials that are staying with us for 2 nights, another 2 nights. Something that's close to the airport. After a 3 8-hour flight, you don't want to get off the plane and drive for an hour and a half to Rosaly necessarily if your business is based in the Northeast area. So we're getting a good clientele in that way as well. So a nice mix between tourists as well as business people.
They continue to grow and expand the business, offering more accommodation options to visitors. Rick and Alicia are grateful for the ongoing support of Invest Dominica Authority.
Invest Dominica, because they're the ones that helped facilitate us working with planning, us going through all of the red tape that's necessary for any business, whether it be in Canada, the United States, or America, to accomplish those goals. And they also assist with concessions, which make it necessary to do business here because it's very expensive to bring things into Dominica. So without those concessions, it wouldn't be possible.
Profile. A fact-finding mission on matters of development by the Government Information Service.
Invest Dominica Authority provides a range of fiscal incentives and other forms of concessions to both local and foreign investors. If you are looking to invest in the tourism sector or any other industry in Dominica, you may qualify for concessions provided that your development meets all the necessary requirements. The type of concessions granted depends largely on the level of investment, export potential, employment, and human resource capability. Another development that has benefited from the support of the IDA is the newly opened Secret Bay Villa Complex in the north. Located just 10 minutes from Portsmouth overlooking the pristine Secret Beach, not so much a secret anymore. These eco-villas offer high-end vacation rental accommodation for those seeking secluded comfort and style while being inspired by nature. Dominican-born Gregor Nassif and his Venezuelan wife Sandra Vivas are among the early pioneers bringing forth a unique eco-luxury experience to Dominica.
We think that Dominica is a very special place, obviously, and we think it needs to be something that is available to have a luxury eco experience, and we are sure there's a niche market out there that is interested in this, and we also would like to focus on the nature experience, but in a maximum comfort.
Gregor Nassif is a returning resident to Dominica after spending many years abroad operating a software business. As a child, he fell in love with the land surrounding the Secret Bay area and, coming from a family of hoteliers and businessmen, embraced the opportunity to transform the space into an eco-friendly environment with charming accommodations.
The T-Bay and the Secret Bay area were always a place that I loved a lot and would try to come to. And about 15 years ago, I had the opportunity to purchase a piece of land here. And then over the last 15 years, I've purchased about 5 additional pieces from the families that live around here. And with that, we got almost 4 acres of land. I wanted to basically build my home here and to live here with my family. That was the plan. And then it turned into more of a business venture, basically because the land we felt primarily was very special. The Secret Bay area has 2 beaches, a river and also a sea cave underneath this cliff. So it was not necessarily the right place to build a large house. So we thought we should instead try to preserve the environment, build smaller villas or cottages. And that's really when it changed from a personal dream house kind of thing to a eco resort.
The development consists of 3 eco-luxury villas with stunning views of the Caribbean Sea and surrounding mountains. Guests also have access to black and white sand beaches and a nearby river. Secret Bay Resort is suited for an A-list clientele and has all the ingredients for romantic freedom in total privacy or a group holiday with guaranteed serenity and indulgence. 16 months after breaking ground on this development, Secret Bay Resort opened its doors for business. The official launch in June was an extreme success.
For me, I think it went really great, primarily based on the feedback we got from everyone. I mean, the words that people used most frequently were spectacular and amazing and heaven on earth and paradise, and so we felt that we really were able to create the product we had envisioned originally.
It was a great accomplishment to welcome his first guests to Secret Bay Villas, and Gregor Nassif believes that Invest Dominica Authority played a significant role in helping get his business idea off the ground.
Just starting off, we would not have made this investment if it were not for the concessions that were made available through IDA. Yeah, those incentives are very important. So that's one part of it. The other part is that when you are building something that's fairly complex, there are many government institutions that you have to go through, whether it's the Ministry of Finance or Planning or Fisheries, etc., or the water and electricity firms. And IDA was a great facilitator in all of those things.
Gregor Nassif also has plans to expand Secret Bay accommodations by building an additional 4 villas to give holidaymakers in Dominica an option to purchase real estate.
Phase 2 of the project, which we have not yet started, is basically we want to sell the villas. These we will keep and rent, but in the future we'll build the same structures for sale. And so the persons who choose to buy those or invest in those, when they're not staying in them, they become part of the rental pool and part of the Secret Bay property.
Invest Dominica Authority offers potential investors a comprehensive service that allows for quick assessment of your business idea and to decide on your investment opportunity with confidence. A highly skilled team of consultants will help you conduct the necessary research, arrange meetings with key personnel, and take you in the right direction to turn your business plan into a reality.
The hotel property development in Dominica is something that we've been focusing on for quite some time now. And one of our main problems in Dominica, at the time is we lack the number of rooms, ready rooms in terms of, for our tourists or visitors. And for us, we have concentrated heavily on, providing necessary concessions, duty-free programs, whatever you want to name it, in terms of creating these ready rooms. And we're very excited about it. It puts Dominica in a position whereby we can host all these big meetings, conferences and whatnot in terms of ready rooms. And I mean, if you travel around Dominica right now, we're no longer, say, strapped in Rosaly, where we had the Fort Young Hotel, the Garaway, and some of our hotel developments on the in the south area, like your Anchorage and your Castle Comfort guest houses, and all the little ones. We now have spread. Dominica is wide across in terms of our developments at Portsmouth, for example.
If you are driving north towards the town of Portsmouth, you will notice a plethora of hotels and apartment complexes, particularly in the Picard area. In recent years, these developments have sprung up across the town to provide accommodations for visitors as well as students and staff of the Ross University School of Medicine. The Invest Dominica Authority has assisted in planning and facilitating the implementation of a number of these hotel projects, including Avis Villa in Picard, Blair Court Development in Savonpie, and the Grand Regents Hotel in Pega Bay. Owned and operated by police officer turned businessman Remy Lawrence of Portsmouth, the Regents Hotel is one of the newest developments in the north of the island. With local and foreign property developers making huge investments in the student accommodations in that area, Remy Lawrence and his wife Jennifer decided to aim at a more high-end market. Remy explained his reason for expanding accommodation options in the north.
Well, Portsmouth is a developing community, and most of the houses are geared for students. With the student accommodation, there's also a requirement for hotel-type accommodation, because persons come here on business and leisure, because we have lovely beaches in Portsmouth. We have the waterfall, the national park at Carbrett's, a national trail at the national park in Diablotin. So there's several areas that tourists can enjoy when they come here. Now, Portsmouth did not lend itself to tourist accommodation before. There were very few areas that could offer tourist accommodation. So I decided to capitalize on that area of the market. Hence the reason I developed this hotel.
In October 2010, Regents Hotel opened its doors for business. Located just 10 minutes away from the Morne Diablotin Trail, Syndicate Forest and Milton Falls, this 30-room self-catering hotel offers a first-class experience with the comfort of modern facilities.
We have 30 rooms available. It's a 30-room hotel. They comprise of 16 suites, and the suite has 2 bedrooms. We have 2 one-bedroom suite. The suite has all the amenities like kitchen, internet, hot and cold water, television, you have private patio, bathtubs. We also offer here a conference center where you can have your meetings, you can have weddings, graduation balls, workshops, etc.
Remy has his mind set on offering guests an all-inclusive package by organizing airport pickups, tours, shopping trips, and a shuttle service. He, however, has plans to expand his range of amenities and services.
As I progress with this project, we will have the restaurant, for example, the swimming pool, a lot of the garden work, the landscaping, and when this is complete, then one will see the true vision which I have in mind. This will be very soon, hopefully.
A vision which has been endorsed by the Invest Dominica Authority. Remy and his wife represent a cross-section of local investors who receive fiscal incentives and duty-free concessions from the government of Dominica.
The government, through Invest Dominica, have a policy of assisting persons involved in the tourism business and in business on a whole. and the objective and the plans fit exactly well in my project. I could not have had this building built if I had to do it without government and Invest Dominica assistance. The cost was way too high. As a result, getting the duty-free concession was essential, very critical in this project. And Invest Dominica was very understanding, very cooperative, and they gave me quite a few insights on how I could get my work done. When I presented my master list for duty-free concession, I was really surprised at how quick that they processed this concession. And they worked with me like a partner, like somebody, like a sister or brother on my project. This is probably the only department in government area that really worked with me so closely. I felt really connected to them. They would ask questions, and I was kind of surprised that someone could show so much interest in the project. It's not their project. And this kind of, encouraged me to an extent to continue this project. When I wanted my master list amended, just a phone call, and they understood what I wanted, and it was there. And when I had difficulty with the customs and with the VAT, they were there to offer support and advice and to try to remove the hurdles. And having got this hurdle out of the way, I could focus more on the project and get it going.
Under the Hotel Aids Act, the government of Dominica provides a range of incentives for both local and foreign investors undertaking accommodation projects on the island. Hotel projects which satisfy the standard requirements for visitor accommodation facilities are eligible for import duty and VAT exemptions on all business materials, furniture, fittings, and equipment. A tax holiday of up to 20 years is also available. This has opened up a world of opportunity for Remy, who is pleased to know that the IDA is here for local investors like himself.
I realized that it was not just for foreign. It was for persons who want to spend money in Dominica. It doesn't matter who you are. Once you want to spend money in this country for business, to employ people, to create opportunities, you are in fact an investor. And the department saw it that way. That's what I understood. That's how I felt when I dealt with them. And I felt pretty comfortable and happy that I could be referred to as an investor.
Profile. A fact-finding mission on matters of development by the Government Information Service.
Dominica offers a range of tax-efficient benefits governed by legislation. The application process is straightforward and non-discriminatory. Any investor who qualifies for concessions under the Hotel Aids Act and the Fiscal Incentives Act are allowed a waiver on the payment of VAT on direct imports up to the beginning of taxable activity. Executive Director of the Invest Dominica Authority, Rosaly Bay, explains.
The granting of concession is non-discriminatory. That is, both local and foreign investors enjoy the same benefits because we grant fiscal incentives in accordance with the various legislation. So for instance, we have the Fiscal Incentives Act, we have the Hotel Aids Act, we have the Income Tax Act, and therefore we do not divert from this act. So there is clear policy guidelines as to what can be given and the process as to how we grant the concessions. Actually, all concessions are also gazetted, so it's a very public document, very transparent in the manner in which concessions are granted.
Honorable Minister for Employment, Trade, Industry and Diaspora Affairs, Dr. Colin McIntyre, stresses the importance of facilitating both local and foreign investments.
Our investors are not only from outside. But as a matter of fact, a lot of our investors in Portsmouth are actually locals, or local Dominicans really investing heavily in the Portsmouth area and other areas as well in Dominica. So when we look at investment in Dominica, yes, we welcome our foreign friends for sure, of course. But of course, in Dominica, we are very, very open to our locals as well too, because for us, it is key to, make sure that the people from the community benefit and take advantage of the programs offered under the Invest Dominica Authority. So Invest Dominica Authority, what we do there is we take care of both our foreign investors as well as our local, domestic investors.
Fletcher's Luxury Apartments in Picard is another new development set to provide self-catering accommodation for students and faculty of the Ross University Medical School. Fletcher's Apartments is the brainchild of Grenadian-born Alston Fletcher and his Dominican wife. Alston relocated to Canada when he was just a boy of 8 years old, and later migrated to the United Kingdom where he met his wife. After many years abroad, Alston, who had never been to Dominica, in 2006 decided it was time to visit the place where his wife calls home.
My wife is Dominican. I met her in London, and when we were planning to get married, I said, let's go to your country and get married. And she said, well, you don't know Dominica. I said, I'll take a trip, and if I like it, then we'll get married there. So I came down for 2 days. And when I left Antigua, heading for Dominica, first view I see is the mountain, the greenery, and I fall in love with that. And I said to myself, I must come here to live. And that's how I discovered Dominica.
Did he have any idea what this lush, mountainous island had in store for him? According to Alston, who is a building contractor by profession, upon arrival to Dominica, he had only one thing on his mind. However, he could not resist the many opportunities that this island had to offer.
First thing was on my mind is to get married. And when we finished getting married, I said to the bus driver who usually take me around, and I said, you know, I like your country, you know. I wish I could do some business here. And he said, what do you want to do? I said, I don't know yet, but if you take me around, then I will make up my mind. And he said, okay, I'll take you to Picard. And when we reached Picard, I looked at the university, and then I said, okay, if I'm coming here to live, I don't want to work for no one. So I'm going to go in the apartments. And that's how I start that dream.
Alston's dream was not to only contribute to the burgeoning economic landscape in Picard, but to provide something more than just ordinary student accommodations.
When I went to a friend's apartment, and he wasn't impressed. I went to another one, it was almost the same thing. Then another one, the same thing. So I said, okay, I'm going to do something, but I want it to be different than all what I see. And that's how I come up with the design. And then I didn't come up with a name yet, but I just know what I wanted. And then I decided, okay, then I'll name it Fletcher Luxury Apartment because it's different to all. I have about 3 visions for it. My main thing was visioning the university. And my plan is designing a building like that. In case something happened to the university, I could turn it into a hotel without doing anything with it. I could also rent it for a 1-bedroom flat if I wish to. I could also sell it as a 1-bedroom flat, the way it's designed. So that's the plan I have for it. But I know for sure I wouldn't sell it, you know.
Okay. After 9 months of meticulous work, Fletcher's Luxury Apartments is currently undergoing the final stages of construction. Upon completion at the end of July 2011, guests can look forward to a simple yet stylish decor with modern comfort and technology. The building will be open for business in September, and Alston commends the staff at Invest Dominica Authority for the kind support shown to him when he experienced difficulties during the development phase of his project. He gives a synopsis of his experience at IDA's office.
When I went in there, Mr. Sabri, I think, took me inside, and I told him the problem that I had facing, and he was very disappointed. And then he said to me, if I need any assistance, just let him know. He helped me step by step. He tell me what I have to do when I start with the duty-free and the VAT-free. He helped me along the way, and I can't have no complaint.
Clearly enamored with the island, Alston Fletcher has a few words for someone looking to invest in Dominica.
I feel Dominica is a place where you can live comfortable. The health will be much better. Everything here is so natural. I mean, to me, it can make your life at least 10 years longer. The way I feel about this country is very, very nice, and we have some nice people here too.
All businesses trading in Dominica are governed by the following laws of the Commonwealth of Dominica: the Companies Act, the Companies Regulations, the International Business Act, and the Business Name Act. In order to successfully establish your business in Dominica, you will need to follow a few simple steps. Apply for a work permit if applicable. Please note that all non-nationals are required to have a valid work permit. Register or incorporate your business. Register with the Inland Revenue Division and apply for a value-added tax registration number. Register with the Dominica Social Security. If necessary, obtain an alien landholding license and seek permission to build from the Physical Planning Division. And finally, seek permission from other government agencies if applicable. The Invest Dominica Authority will coordinate the approval process and act as a clearinghouse for obtaining all necessary permits and licenses from relevant government ministries, agencies, and departments. Invest Dominica Authority is pleased to be associated with some of the most charming accommodations on the island. Take a stroll along the secluded Point Baptist Beach in Calabishi. Nestled in the Coconut Grove, you will stumble upon the cozy Escape Beach Bar and Grill, your first introduction to Red Rock Haven. Perched at the edge of one of Dominica's most treasured beaches, Red Rock Haven is the perfect place for a romantic break where you can indulge in the pristine tropical landscape and luxurious surroundings. Stacy Horde is the proud owner of Red Rock Haven.
When you come to Red Rock Haven, it's a paradise of itself. It's our beach bar restaurant is named Escape, and because it truly is an escape from wherever you are. You come to Escape, and you experience the vegetation, the natural setting, the sea, the beautiful beach, and the red rocks that you can look at all day long and not see the same thing over again. So it's just a true paradise when you come to Red Rock Haven. When I first set up Red Rock Haven and Escape Beach Bar, it was really intended for tourists. I really wanted people to come and experience a Caribbean that maybe they have never experienced. When people think of the Caribbean, they think of white sand beach stretching for miles and turquoise waters that don't move. And the setting down at Escape and for Red Rock is one that is just so natural. Vegetation, mountains, cliffs, red rocks, a sea that is so clean because it's always moving. I wanted people to experience that part and really see that there is another aspect to the Caribbean. And I started the project about 2006. That's when I officially moved to Dominica full time to start the project. And when I came to Dominica, I had a whole different vision in mind from what I actually ended up with.
Red Rock Haven comprises a 2-bedroom ocean villa, a bamboo guest room, and a garden cottage conveniently located in the center of the property amidst the lush tropical foliage. When Stacy purchased the property in 2004, it was nothing more than virgin land, and so today he is happy with the transformation.
I'm very pleased with the result. If I went through with the original vision, I don't think I would have captured the essence of the land and the property and the area.
Red Rock Haven offers guests elegant accommodation, delicious food, and friendly service in a relaxed environment. However, Stacy says this is only the beginning.
The property is really in the first stage still. We have two guest rooms down by the beach, and then we have a 2-bedroom villa with plans to do at least 6 more cottages, all in keeping with the environment.
Like many others before him, Stacy describes his journey developing real estate in Dominica as a lesson in patience. Despite the challenges, Stacy is grateful for the provisions made by the Invest Dominica Authority.
When you come to a place like Dominica from the first world, you absolutely have to have a lot of patience because things don't happen overnight in the Caribbean and especially in Dominica. But with the help of people like Rhoda Letem from Invest Dominica, it does make the process easier.
Red Rock Haven and Escape Beach Bar capture the enchanting beauty and hospitality of Dominica and its people. A perfect example of what life in the Caribbean is meant to be.
Everybody absolutely falls in love with the place, as they would. It's just impossible to come and experience a bad vibe. No matter what you're going through in your life, you go down to the beach and in that natural setting, and there's just something about it that you just can't help but pick up a positive vibe.
Profile. A fact-finding mission on matters of development by the Government Information Service.
As the nature island of the Caribbean, Dominica welcomes upmarket accommodation that complements the island's image. This is particularly important as the foundation of Dominica's tourism industry is its natural features. The Invest Dominica Authority embraces high-end boutique accommodations such as resorts, villas, cottages, guest houses and hotels that adhere to the principles of sustainable development, green technology and generally minimizing environmental impact. The Rosaly Bay Resort on the southeast coast of Dominica is one such example, where the owners have created a world-class resort while preserving the surrounding natural environment. The resort is located between the Rosaly River and Rosaly Bay, one of Dominica's most prominent turtle nesting beaches for leatherback, hawksbill and green turtles. When Beverly Dickel from Minneapolis and her Dominican partner Patrick Oscar purchased the property almost 10 years ago, they had a vision to protect the local environment and showcase the beauty of Dominica to the rest of the world.
We couldn't believe how beautiful the property was, and there's not a lot of flat land in Dominica, as you know, and we were afraid that somebody, like he said, would come and build a big, ugly 500-room hotel. Then after we had the property for a while, I was in Minneapolis, and he calls me and he said there's turtles nesting, and then he calls me the next day and he said they're being poached. So I was able to find an organization called Widecast to help us set up a project to help protect the turtles. But we didn't know that the turtles were coming until after, and it became a big part of our project.
After purchasing 22 acres of land on this beautiful Atlantic coastline, the couple embarked on a journey to build a high-end nature resort which would contribute to the livelihood of the local community.
The people in the area have difficulty making a living because going to Roseau, when they have a job, going to Roseau, it's difficult going back and forth. And that was one of the things we wanted to do. And so we decided, you know, there weren't that many resorts. So we were going to make something a little more rustic. But then when we looked around, we saw that there wasn't any high-end resorts. So that's where we tended to go.
The resort currently employs 60 full-time and casual staff from neighboring communities.
It is such an important project for the community that the people has been coming to us and letting us know that, you know, it was sent here spiritually to them, because bearing in mind that the agricultural sector went down and the fact that the employment in this area was not all that of the best. So the project is something that is so exciting to them.
Rosaly Bay Eco Resort consists of 9 beautifully constructed cottages with 30 rooms and facilities such as a fitness center, conference room, restaurant, pool bar and spa. Given the nature of the resort, the owners are very much in tune with the environment, and so they make use of renewable energy sources.
You know, we have the wind turbine and solar, and we're looking at more solar for the restaurant. We have an environmentally sound waste system because we're so close to the river. It's good enough to drink by the time it goes through, but because this is a water island, we really don't need it, but at least it goes into the river safely.
As Dominica positions itself as one of the world's leading ecotourism destinations, more local and foreign investors are set to add to the range of accommodations that already exist on the island. A few of those developments are currently under construction at various stages, and Invest Dominica Authority is providing support to these investors in order to help them achieve their business objectives. These include Sunrise Farm Cottages in Castle Bruce, Atlantic View Resort in Ans-de-May, and Residence La Flibouste in Layu Park. Isaac Baptiste, an architect and city planner, is the man behind Sunrise Farm Cottages restaurant and bar on the Richmount Estate in Castle Bruce.
The visitors that we are seeking to attract to Sunrise Farm Cottages will have on-site facilities and attraction, because the farm component of the project is not, there will be no animals as such, but it will be specifically geared towards organic farming, exotic plants and fruits and flowers, and trying to make sure that what the customers or clients require, if they want to do their own cooking, etc., or if they come to the restaurant, they are getting a lot of natural foods and spices and so on that's grown right on the facility. That Dominica's future in tourism is in the ecotourism area, and if the people who are interested in ecotourism, of course, are not only interested in the cultural aspects of the country, but they are also interested in the environmental preservation of the environment. And I would think that when these people come to a destination that is eco in nature, they expect to get as much locally grown produce as possible. And also internationally, there is a trend and recognition that the less chemicals in the foods that we produce, the better. It is also recognizing that Dominica's presently, our stopover visitor potential and capacity is not as where we would want it to be. It is still developing, and the cruise ship tourism is growing. So a project of that nature, for it to survive economically, must try and see whether it can capture both aspects or sectors of that industry, of the tourism industry.
The cottages are ideally perched on a hill overlooking the Atlantic coast, providing guests with an exquisite ambience with uninterrupted sea views.
We have for 10 cottages, all one-bedroom, self-contained cottages, swimming pool, the restaurant which will be referred to as the Zaboka restaurant. Will capture all the view, beautiful view. All the cottages will have the ocean view, and we try and maintain as much of the natural vegetation around the cottages, and we'll enhance that with landscaping that's tropical in nature, of course, and Dominican as much as possible.
Sunrise Farm Cottages is expected to be open for business in March of 2012. Another Dominican with a dream of contributing to Dominica's tourism sector is Joseph Williams, a returning resident from Ans-de-May. Joseph spent most of his time in Antigua and the United States before coming back to Dominica to settle. He currently serves as chairman of the Benz, Ans-de-May and Soldat Village Council and has plans to develop sports and community tourism in this area.
My goal for Dominica and my dream for Dominica was always there. First I started buying this land around this area. Then I bought about 4 or 5 pieces of land. I built my house, and my intention was to build a hotel. I get a lot of expert advice. Over the past 15 years, I've been planning what would I want to do, the vision for this community. And here we are, reality is sinking in right now.
The 40-room Atlantic View Resort and Spa, with a total of 7 buildings, is the first of its kind in the Ans-de-May community. Construction of the resort began in May 2010 and includes a reception building, spa, restaurant, conference center, and 2 accommodation buildings. Having received a generous fiscal incentive package for his hotel project, Joseph is another satisfied client of the Invest Dominica Authority.
Invest Dominica, if I have to rate them, as 110%. Whenever you go to Invest Dominica and ask any information, any type of help you want, they stand with you. In a minute, they give you your satisfaction. I have no problem with them. They have been very helpful, especially the executive director. She's been putting 120% into it.
Since his return, Joseph has experienced the highs and lows of coming home to a place where tourism investment activity is still in its infant stages. However, he has some advice for other returnees who plan to contribute to Dominica's economic development.
As a return resident, you have to have a plan, a vision. You have to know what you really want. And if you put a plan together and you go to the government or any business institute in Dominica, especially Invest Dominica, they will work with you. So you have to come forward with a plan. And let us leave that criticism behind and say, yes, we are moving this country forward.
Atlantic View Resort and Spa is part of the Ascent Collection and the Choice Hotel International franchise. Joseph and his son Jerry are working together with a dedicated team of local staff to ensure high-quality standards, as this 15-year dream is now becoming a reality. Accommodation in Dominica caters to all types of guests, from backpackers to honeymooners, students to business clients. There is something for those wanting accommodation with great sea views, or peace and quiet with panoramic views of the mountains. In the heart of the Layu Valley is the soon-to-be-opened Residence La Filbuste, a small hotel with large servings of spectacular vistas of Mont Tuapito, the second highest mountain in Dominica.
The objective here is to really add to our local tourism product. And there's a hotel of 12 bedrooms. Of course, lovely little suite, comfortable and okay. It's air conditioned. Everything is a state-of-the-art facility. We also have the restaurant that we can accommodate at least 150 people downstairs. Upstairs also we have the VIP section, which of course will easily and comfortably accommodate 100 people.
The hotel is expected to be completed by September 2012, and hotel manager Franklin Thomas has words of praise for the staff at the Invest Dominica Authority.
Yeah, well, they are very instrumental, very helpful. They have assisted us greatly in clearing our stuff from the ports and expeditiously too. I have never really encountered any difficulty, thanks to guys like Mr. Mondale of Invest Dominica. So honestly, without them, I do not think, of course, it will be that far. And I'm looking forward to continue to work with Invest, and I can really tell people that Invest really is the way to go in terms of that particular business, and we are very, of course, grateful for them.
Since inception in 2007, Invest Dominica Authority has received rave reviews from both foreign and local clients who have benefited from its comprehensive range of business and investment services. Dominica, the nature island of the Caribbean, is an ideal place for investing in the hotel and tourism sector. It offers a safe and secure investment environment, economic and political stability, warm, friendly people, abundant natural resources, and an active government support for investment. Joe Costello, manager of the historic Silks Hotel in Hatton Garden, reflects on the early days when the government of Dominica played a crucial role in facilitating hotel developments. He is pleased to see that this support is now provided through the now established Invest Dominica Authority.
Initially, when my partner got involved in the hotel here, he took advantage of the various incentives that were available. Now, be it that the Dominican government are trying to make larger developments, I think their ideal number is a 10-room hotel, which I would certainly agree with. The incentives were there initially for us to get involved in the business, but I believe that the true incentives are there to enlarge the business and grow the business. Even on a day-to-day level, we seem to have quite a lot of support from Invest Dominica, from Discover Dominica, and even on a one-to-one level with the various tourist ministers, government ministers who would be interested in seeing a resort such as this succeed.
With plans to expand Silks Hotel with an additional 5 rooms starting in September 2011, Joe is now working alongside the Invest Dominica Authority to bring this project to fruition.
Last year we applied and gained planning permission for a further 5 units With the land that we have, we're on 2 acres here. We really need to be operating as a 10-unit resort. The incentives such as the VAT concessions and things can be availed of, and obviously that's quite an incentive for us to invest more money in making this place a more profitable and a more, I'd say, a more structured resort as opposed to a small little 5-room guest house.
With over 20 years experience working in the hotel industry and 12 years in the yachting business in the Caribbean, Joe believes Dominica is well positioned to embrace eco-friendly, sustainable development.
Having experience building businesses on many of the other Caribbean islands, I can see that Dominica is very much on the verge of some great things. I believe that the government here, and particularly institutions such as Invest Dominica, have learnt by the mistakes of other islands. I believe that they're committed to doing it right. They understand the needs of a foreign investor, and very much even on an individual basis, we're treated here as an asset. We're treated here as people who are here to help the country, as opposed to in other islands where it's almost a necessary evil to have foreign investment coming in. Here people welcome us and truly welcome us and enable us to work. Also there is the fact that they are maybe a number of years behind the developments, they can put their structures in place before the actual development here happens. And I think the commitment to keeping Dominica as an eco-friendly island, a sustainable island, an island with a mature outlook towards development, these things give me great confidence with not only what we're doing here, but the overall future of Dominica.
The time to invest in Dominica's tourism sector is now. Here's what others have to say.
There's abundant opportunity in Dominica due to the lack of development that's here currently. So there's a plethora of things that you could do to contribute to your community, whatever community you choose here, by providing jobs, because people want the work as well. They want something that they can invest themselves in with you. So you're going to have the support of your community. And it's just a lovely place to be. The friendliest people I've ever met are from Dominica.
I think it's a great time to come back to Dominica and to invest. Don't think that it's going to be perfect. There'll be lots of issues, but I think it's certainly worthwhile.
Why is Dominica so special? And why does this island appeal to both local and foreign investors?
It has to be the people. Like the beauty, it's second to none, and you never tire of that beauty. But it's actually the people here. It's the people who make this island. I find a very, very friendly, very well educated, very welcoming community here. And it doesn't even change when you go into the big city of Roseau. It's still the same down there.
So far, we have been doing pretty well in terms of delivery of service in an efficient and fast manner. We have received good reviews, but that does no means that we're going to be complacent. We still have a lot of work to do to continue to maintain clients' confidence in Invest Dominica Authority. We have just completed our corporate plan, and we want to make sure that we really satisfied what we are doing currently before we even step into new services. That is something we'll probably look at in the future. But really now we want to concentrate on investment promotion, bringing investment, encouraging local investment, and really establishing the brand of Dominica as an investment destination.
I'd like to welcome all our investors in Dominica. We have always been a friendly bunch, our IDA, the government, for example. Our aim here is to welcome anyone who wants to come to Dominica to do business with us, to where he can benefit the country, benefit the investor himself, and the country in terms of our job creation, the service industry, goods, and whatever it takes. We are open here, and we are ready to assist, and we are ready to hold your hand, our investors, both local, both foreigners, to come into Dominica to invest. We are a friendly government, and we are a friendly country.
Come to Dominica to explore investment opportunities and stop by the office of the Invest Dominica Authority, your one-stop shop for all your investment needs.